All right, check, quick sound check. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? What is going on, chat? Thank you for joining. Welcome to At the Buzzer, our market recap. If this is your first time here, the goal of this segment is to review what happened in the markets for the day. We may talk about some markets that you have not traded before, but we believe our goal as traders is to identify opportunity. We want to see how we can take advantage of those opportunities while managing our risk. Uh, This will be a quick one. I'm Coach Jay, been a top step performance coach since June of 2023. Been trading for the past 13 years and in the futures markets for the past 6. My guy, my co-pilot, Coach Paul, he is out today, not feeling great. So, Coach Paul, hopefully you feel a little bit better. But thanks everyone for joining. Again, we know we have a holiday coming up. Tomorrow is not a trading day. The markets will be open tonight and closing somewhat early. But I just wanted to make sure we did a little bit of a recap. The full trading week's pretty much over. Friday is going to be a half trading day. Just to remind everybody there, Topstep TV is going to be off for the next 2 days. So the next time you'll see us live here is with Anne Marie for the market kickoff on Sunday. But let's talk about what happened in the markets for this short week. First of all, how are you guys doing out there? Are you guys up on the day, down on the day? Anything that you learned from the day? I know we had a little bit of issues early on, but shout out to the Top Step team for fixing those as quickly as we can. And yeah, no slow markets tonight. No slow markets tonight. This will be the last show before we get to the market kickoff with Anne Marie on Sunday. Also, all the other coaches are not doing their classes in Discord. So after this one, everyone enjoy some time off from the charts. Even if you are going to trade over the next couple of days, just manage your risk, be safe out there. Yeah. So there was an announcement earlier with the issues that happened earlier. Let me just read through that one more time. There should be an email that comes out on this as well. So just make sure you take a look at your TopStep emails. Any negative realized trades made between 8:45 Central Time and 10:15 Central Time will be removed, right? 8:45 Central to 10:15 Central. Any accounts that were lost due to max loss limit will be reopened. Give the team some time to get through those, right? The fix says the end of the trading day, so the end of the day today. That fix will be implemented. Just be patient. Don't swarm support or anything like that. It will all be taken care of without you really having to do anything from there. Nick says down in the day, waiting to see if I get reimbursed for the platform issues yet. So don't worry about it. Platform issues will be fixed. Let's just get a real quick recap of the markets, and then I'll get you all out of here. Didn't really have much. Actually, there were some numbers out this morning. We did have jobless claims came in at 216,000. Forecast was 225. We had durable goods come in pretty much in line with expectations, 0.5%. Crude oil inventories, big miss. Crude oil inventories, 2.77 million positive. Forecast was negative 2.363 million. We're going to go over this. We had biggest percentage movers on the day. There are 36 different markets we can trade with Top Step accounts. And today, not a lot to the downside. We talked about this early in the week, but a lot of times with these holiday weeks, we just see the markets, especially equity markets, kind of just grind up. And that's what we got today as well. So we had the 2-year down 0.04%, the Japanese yen down 0.41%, and heating oil, our biggest percentage mover to the downside, down 0.67%. To the upside, we had micro Ethereum futures up 3.14%. Lean hogs up 3.39%, and silver, our biggest percentage mover to the upside, up 3.95% on the day. To talk about shout out to Coach Hoop, he's in the chat. To talk about our big four, we have crude oil up 1.09%, the S&P up 0.74%, gold up 0.47%, the NASDAQ up 0.92%, and we did make it a big five. Natural gas today up 3.01% on the day. Buy hogs, right? Buy hogs for the holiday. Those ham prices, Coach Hoop. Ham prices going up. All right, let's take a look at we'll do a real quick analysis of the equities. So this morning we talked about, during the opening call, we've been talking about this October 10th candle since it printed. And what did we do today? Something that we talked about during the opening call, right? We came up and tested the high of that candle. Going through the rest of the week, there is going to be some trading tonight and a half day on Friday. I'm still looking at the high of this candle, 25,388, as a potential area of contention, right? The high of the day today, 25,376. We pushed up to that high. The thesis that we had this morning during the opening call was if we start to see some volume above 25,200, then that 25,388 was a likely target. Now, if we look last night, we did get some urgency in the NASDAQ. What do we mean by urgency? We have the first half an hour range marked out here. Yesterday, we had that really nice test of the 200 moving average, which gave us this push up. And on a slow holiday day or day before the holiday, we just saw the markets grind up, right? VWAP left that range fairly early. We did get a little bit of a nice pullback into VWAP for the equity open, but it held. We started to see volume trade above 200s, and all we did was kind of float up. The equity markets are looking pretty strong here, and I think this week on low volume has showed that people are looking for a reason to buy this. So far this week, we are up almost 4% in the Nasdaq, kind of quietly, and off the all-time high, we are another 4% off. So, could we be talking about the Santa rally starting, December trading starting next week? Starting pretty soon. We will see. But again, in my opinion, we have to get above that October 10th candle high with some volume. All right. Yesterday, you mentioned turning off the candlesticks on your charts. I tried it today, and it's changed how I trade. Wow. I changed that quick in a day. I mean, I got to give a shout out to Coach Paul on that one. He says it all the time, right? Take the candles off, and let's just look at a line chart. And, on a day like today, if we look at it, if you have VWAP and you take the candles off, the flow was to the upside. Right? And if you can identify where you manage your risk, this was a one-directional market for the most part. Now, if you look at candles, there are some wicks and things like that, but just continues to push up. Let's put these candles back on here, though. Helps read the charts. Let's take a look at the S&P on the daily. Closed above the 20 and 50-day moving averages yesterday. Held that 20-day moving average as a support today, and the S&P is looking a little stronger than the Nasdaq right now, right? Closing above the high of that October 10th candle. The S&P is about 1.5% off the all-time high right now. A little less, a little more than that, about 1.8% off the all-time high. That is not a lot, right? We've seen, some days this week that were that exact, measurement off, right? We've seen almost 2% days in the S&P this week. So we could be talking about all-time highs again. If we start to see volume, if this holds 6806, this continues to hold here, then I am looking for a push up to maybe take out those all-time highs. We will see what happens. There are some major levels up here, some volume we have to get through, but these markets are extremely resilient. 4 up days in a row. Quick look at the Dow, same story here, closing above that October 10th candle. And then the Russell, nice recovery from the Russell here as well. We know it was beat up for a little bit. The Russell still has some work to do to get to all-time highs. We're about 5%, 3.5% off the all-time high in the Russell. But nice recovery this week as well. It's been all upside, right? And I think one of the notes I want to, keep in mind here, especially if we're going to continue to trade, holiday weeks, it's not always, right? Everything we say here is for educational purposes only, not trading advice. But holiday weeks tend to just have an upside tilt to them. There's less volume trading. The equity markets are just kind of meant to go up. So we are just kind of seeing a slow float up. What I do realize, though, is that all these days, if you look at this volume on the daily, every day this week that we've had has been lower than average volume, which means there's less market participants. That does not mean that there is a lack of opportunity, but we may get slower follow through on some of the moves, but really still some nice trading here. All right. Any questions on the equities? Let me know. I'm just going to run through these really quick. Take a look at gold. Gold still holding right now inside of that October 21st candle. We closed inside of it. Did you see big orders getting filled today? Not so much, Janish. Up at the highs, there were a couple. What was interesting, there was 1,000 lot in the NASDAQ. We'll talk about this. 1,000 lot in the NASDAQ up at, we were on with CJ, and it was 1,000 lot in the NASDAQ that showed up at 25,375. You can see we never got up there. I think that 1,000 lot kind of scared the market. And then we had whatever this sell-off was. This was the Alibaba news. And, we kind of just stayed in that range for the rest of the day. So not a lot of size getting filled. And I think that's just kind of par for the course on a holiday trading day, right? There's not enough volume potentially to take out some of that size. So we can see where that high was, 25,375, 1,000 lot shows up in the NASDAQ. No one's out there to trade it. That sets the high for the day. And then we get this huge volume spike, and that turns out to be the range for the rest of the day. If you see things like this big volume, this is an anomaly, right? Look at everything else around it. A lot of times what I like to do is, especially on low volume days, attach a VWAP to that. If this VWAP stays flat, you see how every time we got up here is an opportunity to maybe assume some risk, where risk could go above the high of the day. And I'm not looking for the biggest trade here, but this is kind of the trade that Gabe took during power hour, right? Just we're not pushing higher. There's not enough volume to push us higher. So just fall back into the range. Now, if I'm looking for a 500-point trade here out of the NASDAQ, my expectations might be a little bit too much, but decent trade in that high volume range there. Brazilian cartel, I don't have that information, but somebody does. But 160 days and 1 XFA, that's awesome. Keep going. Gold, again, holding inside this candle, holding above the 20 and 50-day moving averages, which is pretty nice. Out of rollover now, so can we get directional throughout the rest of the week? If I'm going to continue to trade, I'm watching the market's reaction to 42.82. That is 50% of this candle. We can see we rejected there one time already. There is going to be some price action, over the next 2 days. It is not Thanksgiving everywhere, just in the US here. So we will see what happens if we continue to get a push. If you trade this week up at 42.82 would be the level that I'm looking at. See the upside, downside 41.31, which is the low of this October 21st candle. And last but not least, crude oil still in a range. Sell it one day, buy it the next, until that pattern breaks. Billy says everything seems pretty supportive, but can look weak. And the only reason I do agree with that, price wise, it looks like there's support in the market, right? Prices are moving up. It's all just happening on lower volume. So my question is, when the volume comes back in, because we know it is, does it agree with where price is, or does it disagree? If it disagrees, then we come right back into the range. If it agrees, then they continue to push us to all-time highs. But low volume float can sometimes lead to weak structure because there isn't enough longer time frame participants in that move. But we'll see here. Good evening, Genius Monkey. Thank you for joining us. And I think that's it. I think that is it, guys. Yeah, like I said, it is going to be a quick one today. Just a quick breeze through the markets. Again, Coach Paul is out, and I want to make sure everybody gets to their last-minute grocery shopping if you have to before the grocery stores close. Want to say thank you again to everyone for joining, not just today, but every day that you do. We appreciate you being here. If you can, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button on the way out. I'm going to wrap the segment there. Again, none of our coaches are doing classes in Discord today, so enjoy your holiday, whether you celebrate or not. Enjoy some time off of the charts. Let's get ready to close out the year strong in December trading. And we will see you all next week. Make sure you join Anne-Marie for the market kickoff on Sunday. Enjoy your time off with friends and family. Just some time away from the charts. All right. We'll see you soon.